rocking in here, and it certainly is.
The seventh man is already getting geared up here in the O-Dome. The fans are ready.
Illinois puts it in play first. Opening point to the Illini.
Going straight outside to Kelly Murphy. They decided to start her in the front row to begin this match. Try to get their offense started early.
Correction, that block went out of bounds, so it's a point to Florida. I don't think the fans realize it. That was a pretty subdued reaction. Jekyll with the serve. Larson with the set, and there's Ward hammering it from the left side.
And that was an easy seam to hit for Colleen Ward. She has a very fast arm and is quick to tie it up, getting it down the seam.
Florida, the only unseeded team left, trying to become the second in history to make the NCAA semifinals. Illinois, the top seed left in the tournament after Texas was just eliminated. Brown with the set. Little tip by Farrell. Taken over by Smith. And Betsy Smith. Smith with the block and the point for Florida.
Well, you know it's going to be a physical match. A lot of size on both sides, but Betsy Smith doing a great job closing. Getting her feet moving early as a middle blocker will be very key in closing blocks in this match.
Smith, former Georgia State Player of the Year. Good dig in the back row by Beltran. Here's Barch. And Illinois on the board.
It's a good break for Illinois. Now a chance to string together some points here and protect their serve. Just a miscue communication error there by Florida off the dig.
Jennifer Beltran last year was Jennifer Bonilla, but she was adopted by her former kindergarten teacher and his wife. Sort of a blindside type story, and now plays under the name of Beltran. Big swing. That is number 12, Kelly Murphy from the left side.
Well, remember, Kelly Murphy is a left-handed hitter. You don't see that very much. The ball does not have to cross her shoulder, so she is very quick to swing at it, and her cross-court shot comes down very hard.
Yeah, it'll be Murphy serving. Murphy had her 29th career triple-double yesterday. Out of the back row, Jekyll. Trouble. Point to Florida.
Yeah, Christy Jekyll, I mean, she's just as deadly in the back row as she is in the front row. She'll hit that pipe as soon as Florida gets out of systems.
Florida leads at 4-2. There's McMahon, blocked. Number 6, Barch. And again, Michelle Barch and Colleen Ward, they're the big two for Illinois. They pretty much have to hit over 250 this season for Illinois to guarantee itself a win.
Yeah, the ball's always going outside and all out of systems plays, but also, you know, Illinois likes to set them in systems because they do generate 55% of the kills on Illinois' squad.
Feldman serving. And there's Barch again. This entire season, those two have been the critical factor for Illinois. Despite spending so many weeks at number 1 in the country, those two are critical to success.
Yeah, and they take a lot of swings, but it never seems as though they get tired. They both have a wide variety of shots. We'll see their power is cross-court, but you know what? They'll be ready to tip and roll when they need to.
Service error by Rachel Feldman, the defensive specialist. She originally was a walk-on here at Illinois, a recruited walk-on. Florida takes a 1-point lead. Back to serve. Holly Pohl, freshman, who's worked her way into the lineup as the year has progressed, had to sit out last year with an ankle injury. Jekyll's long on that attempt. Point to Illinois.
It looks like she's just trying to turn it down the line a little bit hard, but you got to credit Florida's floor defense. They came up with a couple of big digs off that slide hit that Illinois is trying to get going early in this set.
Here's a look at Barch, all Big Ten performer this year. Taken over. Here's the set by Lurson to Ward. Tip shot. Unrow double hit.
You could tell that the double was going to be called. If the ball comes spinning out of the second contact, it usually means that one hand hit before the other, and that's a double call there on the set. Remember, the second contact has to be a very clean one, both the second and the third contact.
This is the first lead of this set for Illinois. Jekyll.
Great swing by Christy Jekyll, and that was a closed block that time. You see E.J. Aaron Johnson made it all the way to close that block, but Christy Jekyll, quick arm just going wide outside of the block.
Jekyll had 14 kills, hit .435 yesterday. Unrow will serve it. And Ward looking for that line, missed. Point to Florida.
Colleen Ward, most of her swings have been that hard cross-court shot. She's trying to keep it away from the Florida block right now. They did watch the first half of that Michigan game, and they were so good at blocking early in that set.
Johnson. Point to Illinois. You know, Maria, we were talking about it. If I was Illinois, I don't know if I would have stayed and watched that match last night or not. I mean, Florida just looked, to me, as unbeatable as I've ever seen a team this season. It was quite an atmosphere. It could almost be intimidating.
Yeah, they looked completely unconscious there. Kevin Hambley said he wanted his team to watch the first half, wanted to see if they could see anything that they could pick apart, what they would have to do better than Michigan in order to beat Florida on their home court.
There's Tangerine Wiggs, number 4. She gets her first kill of the match.
A great set that time by Kelly Murphy, getting it to her right side. Wiggs, who has really had a stellar season for this Florida squad. When the outsides are struggling, Tangerine Wiggs has been able to step up and generate kills.
One of the setters in this two-setter system for Florida, Chanel Brown. Taken over by Lurson. There's the set from Brown and a successful kill for a second time by Betsy Smith.
You know, Betsy Smith did not have any errors in the Michigan match, and she has been able to get up in transition. That's what's really impressed me about the middle for Florida. They're always getting off the net, running something fast, and ready to swing.
Florida with a 2-point advantage. Lurson with the set. Dorn comes over and gets the kill from the right side. She's just a freshman, leads the team in hitting percentage.
Yeah, this is a slide run by the middle. That's off 1 foot behind the head of a setter. It's a great way to catch blockers off guard, and Anna Dorn running it perfectly.
The setter, Annie Lurson, number 11, serving. Transferred from UConn after being the Big East Freshman of the Year. Point to Florida. Can Florida's speed and athleticism bother the size of Illinois in this match?
Yeah, I think that Florida does have the speed factor, but Illinois, very large, 6'6" on the right side, 6'3" and 6'3" in the middle. Florida's really going to have to deal with some size that they're not used to seeing inside the SEC, but as soon as you get into NCAA play, you got to be ready for the physicality that Big Ten teams like Illinois bring.
Well, the Big Ten had so much promise going into yesterday's regional semifinals with 6 teams left, and this is the only one that made it out. Illinois. Smith again. Well, Betsy Smith is red hot here in this opening set. She only had 7 kills for the match last night. She's already got 3 here.
Well, I love this, the 6 right behind the head of the setter. A nice quick set for Betsy Smith. Florida's made the decision to really establish middles early. That means get the ball in the middle, make it easier on your pins.
Service error by Smith. We'll give the point and the side out to Illinois. As Beltran back to serve. I know you like her a lot.
She is one of my favorite liberos really in the country. I mean, she works so hard, and you can see that the team responds to her personality, kind of looks for her as the leader on this floor of the defense. She's literally everywhere. I see her digging all over the court.
Coach Hamley saying she went over to him last night and told him how nervous she was, and he had to calm her down so she could steady the team. Here's Farrell. And Stephanie Farrell's into the net, so it'll be a point. Oh, excuse me, no, correction again. It is point to Florida.
It looks like Illinois with that swing block came down inside the net.
It was Illinois in the net, you're right. Murphy with the lefty serve. A little busted play there by Florida as Unruh could not recover her balance to make the set.
Whenever the setter digs, Florida has their libero setting, so that's why they were all waiting to see if Taylor Unruh could get up and make a play on that second contact.
Rachel Feldman will serve for Illinois, trailing by 1. And that just slides out. Point to Florida.
I like the aggression in Illinois serve. You know, Coach Hamblin said that it's going to be a serve and pass game. It's going to be which team can get the other one off balance with very tough and aggressive serving, because both these teams are physical. If you let them get in their offense, that's the team that's going to run away with this match.
Out of the back row, Ward. Good dig by Cole. And a hitting error that time will give Illinois the point as Jekyll a little long on that attempt. She came down a little funny.
Yeah, it looks like she might have tweaked her ankle a little bit.
There was no one more overjoyed than Christy Jekyll last night. She was in tears after that semifinal.
Well, there was a lot of emotion definitely in that match.
Well, this senior class for Florida had never been past a regional semi. Oh, what a vertical leap by Mon.
Remember, Chloe Mon didn't start out that season starting, but here goes Jekyll again on that play. And you can see she definitely tweaked that right ankle when she came down.
Jekyll still in the match, so in the middle. Ward had a lot of time to line that up. Good defense. Johnson. Point to Illinois. Successful kill by Aaron Johnson, number 12, junior from Crystal Lake, Illinois.
Illinois has had good success when they get the ball to the middles running the slide. They really pull out the Florida blockers all the way to the pins, and they've had a lot of cross-court shots open.
Jekyll gets the kill. Christy Jekyll had 14 kills last night. A leader on this team. They call her grandma because she's a graduate student. She's not playing like a senior citizen tonight. Florida clinging to a 2-point lead. Here in the opening set of this regional final, Florida up by 2. Tonight on ESPNU, our full evening of NCAA Women's Volleyball Regional Finals continues at 9:30 Eastern. We will send you to Minneapolis. Florida State will take on Iowa State, and at midnight Eastern, it's off to Honolulu as Pepperdine will battle USC. Stay with us for more from the NCAA Women's Volleyball Regional Finals presented by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Christy Jekyll had her ankle looked at during that timeout. Had it rewrapped.
You better be sure she's not going to miss any of this game here. No matter how much it's bothering her, she's going to be right back out there. But it looked like the trainer was able to get it completely wrapped back up in time in the timeout.
Florida up by 2 here in this opening set. Spot in the national semifinals on the line between these two. Illinois, the highest seed left in the NCAA tournament. Number 1 seed Texas upset already today. We will have a new champion as last year's championship match has been eliminated as well. Murphy can't get the kills. Here's Ward. Ward goes right at Jekyll. Again. Now Ward seems to be picking over there on Christy Jekyll. What's up with that, Maria?
Well, she keeps cutting it really hard. She wants to go sharp cross against that block. But you see here, she's not left with much. She's going to have to hit outside to the right of Betsy Smith's left hand, and that's exactly what she is doing, cutting her balls hard, sharp cross.
Over is Dorn. Illinois trying to tie the score here in the opening set. Bartz from the back row. Murphy. And again, Bartz hit it right at pole. Unruh sends that high ball up. Oh, good effort from Florida. Little fortune there for Illinois, and we're tied at 15.
Nice sweet touch there on the tandem play. Illinois ran the quick one in front, and that's basically the the decoy as Colleen Ward goes up right behind her and is able to tip over the block.
Larson puts it in play for Illinois. Point to Illinois. Florida was in the net, and a timeout taken. Florida has lost its 2-point lead the last time we went to a break. Illinois in front by 1. Illinois up by 1 here in the opening set. You're watching the NCAA Women's Volleyball Regional Finals presented by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Well, UCLA has upset the #1 seed Texas Longhorns. And UCLA in its first national semifinal since 2006. Can Florida State be the first ACC team in the national semis? We'll find out a little bit later, of course, against Iowa State. A lot more to come on this historic day in volleyball. Every year we look forward to this day with all 4 regional finals here on ESPNU.
That serve going out of bounds is a good break for Florida, and you give the point to Mary Wise for calling the timeout, icing the server, getting her Florida team this ball back.
Wow. What a powerful kill by Dorn.
That was a great swing, and Anna Dorn gets up, hits the ball at its highest contact. That's the key for middles, and splits that seam. You see Florida's trying to get 2 blockers up on every middle attack, but Dorn was able to find the seam.
She's one of the nation's top freshmen. Colleen Ward back to serve. Illinois in front by 1. Murphy. Kelly Murphy coming off her career triple-double last night for the 29th time.
Well, that's one of the biggest blocks that Kelly Murphy will see, and she had no problem going up and hitting the seam. But that's part of that senior experience. She knows where to place the ball, where to mark her kills off at.
Murphy's already got 10 digs, and it is a nice block and kill by Stephanie Farrell.
And that time a solo block by Farrell, just going up, but it was a great penetration. She finished that block with her left hand facing inside the court. That's what kept the ball on Illinois' side.
Farrell transfer from Hawaii. Mine trying to end it. Here's Barch. Back row attack. Blocked by Illinois. Dorn and McMahon, the freshman towers right there in the middle of the court.
Oh, good heads-up play by both of those freshmen to close it up. See that Christy Jacobs hitting out of that back row attack. All they have to do is go straight up and take away the power, which was to the left side of the court.
Anna Dorn, 3rd in the country in blocking among freshmen. We're tied at 18, 10th tie of the set. Farrell. Brown with the set, back to Murphy. Beltran, little miscommunication there. That was one of those sets that no one really knew what to do with. What do you do in that situation if you're up front on the front row?
You would want your right side to go ahead and take it over. That's Liz McMahon, yes. But she is the freshman. Wasn't sure if her setter Larson was going to step in and send it over the net. But yeah, just a miscommunication on that draw.
Murphy, one of the better servers for Florida, a little too aggressive, commits the error, and we're tied again at 19.
And as a coach, you always want your servers to err on the aggressive side. You don't really want balls going in the net. You want them going out of bounds. So at least maybe Illinois could have made a play on that serve.
Just a hitting error there by Mon.
You know, Chloe Mon for Florida, number 10, she did not start the season, but she was a part of the big change. They played against Kentucky, changed the lineup, put her in, and ever since then, Florida has not looked back or lost a match.
That's the first error she's had all weekend. She didn't make an error last night. And Jekyll not handling that serve, and ace for Beltran, for Feldman. And Florida wants another timeout. Mary Wise does not want to see this opening set get away from the Gators.
Well, just like that. That's how quick momentum can shift in the game of volleyball, and that's how important it is. Mary Wise wants to take a timeout and put an end to it as quickly as possible.
Well, just as Florida is the Cinderella story here in the Men's College Cup, Charlotte is the Cinderella story. The Men's College Cup continues tomorrow. Charlotte will face North Carolina for the NCAA Soccer National Championship. That'll be at 4 p.m. Eastern on ESPNU. For more information, visit ncaa.com, your home for all 89 NCAA championships. Kevin Hambley was concerned last night that his team was a little too tight coming into the match, as they had been to that Sweet 16 several times but couldn't get over that hurdle. They finally did, only to face this. There's your buddies, Maria.
Those are the Tolbert Five, yeah. The freshman floor, they all come out and support Florida. But yeah, but back to what you were saying about Kevin Hambley, you know, he got his team up. They had to play Ohio State first. They had already defeated this team twice in Big Ten conference play, so a little tough for his team to get up for that matchup. But now on this stage, he felt like they were ready and looking forward to making it to the national semifinals.
Yeah, it's been a long time since they've been to the national semifinals, 1988. And Illinois committed 21 hitting errors last night. It was a struggle for the Illini, whereas Florida was just unconscious. I think the big question for us could Florida maintain that level of play in this type of match?
Yeah, and it's one thing to be unconscious the entire match, but there's going to be ups and downs. So now can Florida dig a little bit out of this hole. You got to get the serve back. You got to string together points, not let Illinois walk away with the first set.
Illinois 4 points from taking the first set. Dumped over by the middle. Aaron Johnson, number 12.
Yeah, the second ace that we've seen Rachel Feldman go back and serve. A great serve. Really, these floaters are just dropping right in front of the passers for Florida. That's the key right now, just getting one good pass.
Biggest lead of this set for Illinois. It's got to go over. Larson with the set. And again, Illinois wins the rally.
All starting with a great serve from Feldman. You can see that she's stepping back there and focusing on Stephanie Farrell. They are zone serving her. And now Florida has moved Farrell to right back to see if that can change anything in the passing rotation. Behind
Feldman's serve, Illinois has won 5 straight points, looking for set point. Murphy with the set. Mon can't get the kill. Here's Barch.
They call the net violation on Stephanie Farrell. It looked like she was in the net, stepping up and trying to get a block on that play.
And that will give set point to Illinois. Illinois has reeled off 6 straight points. If they can make it 7, the first set is theirs. Monroe takes it over, short. Larson will set. Barch could not get the kill. Good defense. Turn to offense by Florida.
Illinois is trying to speed up their offense, get a quick set out to their outsides and try to beat that Florida block. But that time, Chloe Mon making it all the way out to Wiggs, getting a good block set up.
Cole will go back to serve for Florida, get some instructions from the bench. Florida saved a set point, facing another. To the right side. Good block. Here's Barch. And blocked down by Wiggs.
Oh, deja vu on that one. Another great block set up by Wiggs, closed by Mon, and those two are a great tandem in the scheme for blocking in Florida.
Still set point for Illinois. And we have a Twitter question for you. Which 4 teams will reach the national championship in San Antonio next week? Well, we already know one, UCLA. Let's head to Twitter. Go to @ESPNU on Twitter and answer that question. It's a toss-up. As the number 1 seed already eliminated in Lexington by UCLA. And we will have a first-time champion. None of these teams won last year. So we'll have a new champion, I guess I should say. What do you think, Maria? We've still got 3 semifinals, 3 regional finals to play.
You know, I wish I could answer that question, but the way the whole season has been going and just the parity in volleyball this year, the way that the talent has been spread out and the way the conference shakedown has been, I really cannot pick one. Every time I sit down to watch a match, I am almost breathless at the matchup. It seems like they're perfectly fit to take on each other, and depending on which studs show up and who can play the most consistent is the team that can walk away with the game, just like the one sitting in front of us right now.
Well, Mary Wise addressed that. You know, she said the parity in women's volleyball. Now, she wouldn't want to be on that selection committee anymore.
It's hard now. It's not the same. You just know who's getting in just because of the tradition or anything like that. There's a lot of teams out there with great players that have put together great seasons this year.
Still set point for Illinois. How about that? Lurson tried to deceive Florida, and Chloe Mon was not fooled.
No, that's right. Lurson going up because she's a front row setter. That means she can dump, but Chloe Mon is her shadow. Stuck with her and stayed there for the block.
Another set point for Illinois. Florida saved 3. Lurson setting Barch, and that time Florida cannot save it. So Illinois won 6 straight points to get to set point, and then finally was able to close it out 25-22 to take the opening.